services students. I know that all of you are really excited because the examination date is postponed to October 4th. My sincere advice to all of you, those who are aspiring to become civil servants, there's a lot of time, plenty of time. Three things you remember always. Now, this close to 100 days, not even 100 days, but these 100 days are going to make actually hell lot of difference. All this while you must have already started preparing. And if in case you already started preparing, you already had read books and studied books, attended classes, etc. etc. It's a high time that you have to go back to those materials, books, and etc. You have to start revising. If you do not revise, what happens is there's no use of actually studying something. All this while you studied something and you don't revise, there is no use. 1 year current affairs, you have to have a grip over them. Generally speaking, it's very difficult to revise total current affairs unless and until you have been reading daily. If in case you did not read daily, the best option is now you have to take mock tests and make sure you take the solution of that, because mock tests are filtered with respect to exam. We at BRICS IAS Study Circle conducting daily exams and also weekly current affairs exams, mock tests every week, twice we are conducting. If in case you have not yet registered, please do register. It's at a very reasonable cost. Mock exams are being conducted and daily exams are given, solutions are given, and current affairs video classes for free are given. We urge you to utilize this opportunity at any cost. Okay, now let's continue with today's current affairs class. In current affairs, we have recently seen something related to insolvency and bankruptcy code. Insolvency and bankruptcy code. You must understand this because this is an economy, very important burning issue. So you should not have any confusion on this. Alright. So government has announced an ordinance to amend insolvency bankruptcy code whereby fresh insolvency proceedings will not be initiated for at least, see here, fresh insolvency proceedings will not be initiated for at least 6 months starting from March 24th on account of COVID-19 pandemic. So basically, the moment you hear this news, first you need to understand what is this all about, first of all. When a company is not in a position to clear the debts that it has borrowed, when a company is not in a position to clear the debt that it has borrowed, it is actually a situation called insolvency situation. And if in case it wants to shut it down and it wants to close, then it has to apply to the court. Court will declare legally, or government board, Insolvency Bankruptcy Board of India we have. Central government, according to insolvency bankruptcy code, we have got some institutions created, we have got some policies, procedures created if in case company wants to declare itself as a bankrupt. So it says at least for the next, during this time, it is not COVID-19, it is not only you who's affected, many people have been affected, right? So many people are affected. So you can't just apply for insolvency saying that I want to declare I want my company to be declared as bankrupt. You can't apply because everybody has the same problem. So next 6 months, that is from March 25th, April 25th, understood, May 25th, June 25th, July 25th, August 25th, September 25th till October almost, this is completely suspended. That is one very important thing for prelims point of view, you must remember. Default on repayment from March 25th. If in case any company is not in a position to pay money after 25th, the day when nationwide lockdown began, understood? 20th, 21st onwards we started, okay, would not be considered for initiating. And so you cannot initiating insolvency proceedings in the sense you want government to declare your company as bankrupt so that your assets will be estimated and sold off and you will start repaying and get out of the company, because you cannot close any business organization which is registered just like that. You have to have a legal permission, understood? So it says very clearly from March 25th, if in case any company is not in a position to repay the debts because of this COVID-19, understood, it will not be considered as initiating insolvency proceedings. If in case you want to declare your company as bankrupt, from March 25th, your inability to pay debts will not be regarded as the reason for initiating insolvency proceedings. Yes, that is one thing. Next, insolvency proceedings would not be initiated for any default arising on after so on. So for the next 6 months, this is very important from the prelims point of view and from the mains point of view. This material will be useful to you. If in case those of you are not students of BRICS IAS Study Circle, if you want this PDF material, please do SMS, WhatsApp on our number. Go to our website 95133333267. We will be able to send you this PDF material so you can prepare without any hassles. So these are very important thing. Plus you can register to our mock exams. Alright, so that this material will be sent across to you. And this channel, if in case you happen to watch for the first time, you have not yet registered, please do subscribe. Okay, sorry to disturb you in between. Now what is the first question? March 25th onwards, insolvency proceedings will be suspended for, I mean, you cannot initiate any company cannot initiate insolvency proceedings for the next 6 months. And if in case there was any default by the company from March 25th, it's not going to be treated as a reason for a company to apply for insolvency proceedings. What do you mean by applying for insolvency proceedings? You want to declare your company as a bankrupt because you're not in a position to repay the debts. So a legal official declaration of a company that it is insolvent is basically bankruptcy. So there's a code, Insolvency Bankruptcy Code, which was launched in 2016. So many amendments have taken place and so many new things are also coming up. So you must be very careful about everything. The fourth point, if you could see, no application shall ever be filed for initiation of corporate insolvency, said default occurring during the said period. So from March 25th for the next 6 months, no company is expected or no company is allowed to file any process for insolvency proceedings. Understood? So that is one thing. March 25th onwards, you need to run. That is the basic introduction. So recently, central government has announced a few things. So I want to tell you those few things very clearly in this. So go slow, learn properly because you can clear. You will be able to clear October 4th exam because you have a lot of time and you can revise minimum each subject, static subject, each subject at least 10 days. If you take also, you can revise. Okay, the ordinance suspends there. This is very important for prelims point of view as well as mains point of view. The ordinance, that is ordinance which is recently, what is the ordinance? Ordinance which is passed by government clearly says March 25th onwards, no default will be recognized as a reason for a company to apply for insolvency process, and no company is allowed to apply for insolvency process during these 6 months, because it's not only you who is affected, everybody in the industry is affected, the whole economy is affected. So you are not an exception to declare that you are an insolvent. Obviously you will not be able to repay the money because this is the time, this is the season where not only you, everybody has the same issue. So during this time we will not entertain that. Okay, in this ordinance section 7, section 9, section 10 have been suspended. So you must understand what is the pandemic has created uncertainty and stress for business. Because of this, nationwide lockdown has added disruption. In such circumstances, it is very difficult to find an adequate number of resolution applicants for distressed defaulting business. Understood? Therefore, these sections are related to resolution process. Okay. Anyway, reason is given. The suspension will also curb, means control operational creditors. Creditors also cannot, because sometimes what happens when company is not in a position to repay the debt, company can voluntarily apply for bankruptcy. Even creditors who lent money to company whose money has not come, they can also apply for a resolution, insolvency resolution, because if they apply for, what happens, company will be shut, assets will be sold, their loans will be paid. That is there. So it says it curbs even operational creditors such as vendors. Operational creditors, those people who sold goods on credit to the company, vendors, suppliers, from filing insolvency. So if a company has borrowed money, company is not repaying their money, that is vendor has supplied raw material on credit. Okay, it will also block corporate debtors from self-filing. So total 3 lines will tell you company voluntarily cannot file insolvency proceeding. Creditors, vendors and suppliers who are actually expecting money from the company and company is not in a position to repay their money etc for their material, they also. So creditors cannot and companies cannot apply for what? Insolvency proceedings. So I mean the privileges for the company voluntarily applying for insolvency and the creditor applying for all these 3 sections related to creditors, operational creditors and companies is completely suspended. We did not terminate them, we did not eliminate these sections. Under these sections they have an option to file for insolvency. Understood? Reason: bankruptcy allows insolvency filings by financial creditors. These sections related to what? Financial creditors in the sense banks which have lent money, operational creditors in the sense suppliers who supplied goods on credit to you, did not repay, and corporate debtor in the sense company which borrowed money. So three people. This section 7, 9, 10, these sections of Insolvency Bankruptcy Code 2016 is going to tell you lender, that is banker, can financial institutions can file insolvency proceedings on the company if company did not repay, and operational creditors such as suppliers who supplied raw material and their money is not paid, they can also apply to insolvency proceedings on the company, and company itself can apply. All these three people are completely crippled and handicapped during this 6 months. They cannot proceed further. All right. Next effect. What is the effect of? While ordinance is intended to provide respite to corporate debtor, means companies obviously will be happy because so that the creditors will not file an insolvency proceeding. Taking away recourse under IBC will only mean ballooning of the liabilities without resolution. In the sense, liabilities will be expanded. Liabilities are just postponed. So this is not a permanent solution at all. Okay. Certain provisions in the amendment can spring unwarranted consequences. Okay, there is every possibility the defaulters might use this option as their advantage. Suspending section 10 of the code will hurt business stuck in the vicious circle of debt, because you're not you're stopping company to apply for bankruptcy because they're not in a position to pay debts, and you are saying that they cannot apply, so obviously they will be in debt forever. That debt will pile up. The negative impact on the balance sheet can definitely increase. That is one thing. What is this insolvency? Briefly, few concepts I want to cover for prelims sake. Insolvency is a situation where company is not in a position to clear the debts. That's what is unable to repay their existing debts. That is insolvency. So what happens is when you are insolvent, you are not in a position to clear the debt. So you will apply to court. You will apply to the respective body, central government body. You will the legal declaration of company that it is insolvent is bankruptcy. Okay, see there is a situation where court understood. Special court, that is National Company Law Tribunal, jurisdiction has declared a person or entity, means company. A person means a person who's having a lot of debts, or an entity or a company having passed appropriate orders to resolve it and protect the rights of creditors, etc., etc. That means, what is bankruptcy? It's an official declaration by court that this company has been bankrupt and it will not be in a position to clear the debts. Ultimately, it has to shut down. It has to be officially closed, liquidated, and assets of the company have to be sold, and company has to arrange for the repayment of debt. So company will not be allowed to do that. Professionals will be appointed, and those professionals who are appointed when the company has been declared as insolvent, they will estimate the value of assets and sell the assets and repay the debts of the creditors. That's how the process begins. So what is this code? It's enacted in 2016. The main aim is basically to speed up the resolution process. Normally, when company applies for insolvency and want court to declare company as a bankruptcy, government used to take a lot of time. Like courts used to take 4 to 5 years, so there is no use. So court consolidates all the provisions and make sure that the amount of time will be reduced. Okay, that is one thing. So the court stipulates that the resolution process of a stressed company, the company which has been valuing in losses, will be completed with a maximum of 270 days. So earlier it used to take minimum 4 to 5 years, and 4 to 5 years insolvency process. During that time company won't be able to do anything, and now that has been reduced to maximum 270 days. The whole process of declaration of company as a bankrupt will be reduced to maximum extent, that is 270 days. So this is going to help companies to finish this process as early as they can. When does it apply? Very important. In March this year, government raised the threshold of invoking insolvency under IBC, Insolvency Bankruptcy Code, to 1 crore from 1 lakh. Previously it was 1 lakh. With a view to prevent triggering of such proceedings against small and medium enterprises that are facing currently the heat of pandemic. So now, when does it apply? In the sense when the company is not in a position to repay, overall cumulative debt is actually 1 crore. Previously it was even 1 lakh also you can apply, now it is 1 crore. What are the institutions created? So Insolvency Bankruptcy Code is going to take care of the rules, regulations which are related to declaration of what do you call, companies as bankrupt. In regard to this, we have created so many institutions and professionals. So you cannot simply, it is not easy for a company to shut down. Once you are insolvent, you will apply to court. Court will definitely investigate, do so many things, right? In that regard, we have got some institutions. First one is insolvency professional. Most of the insolvency professionals may be a company secretary or a chartered accountant. These people, or an advocate, these people can be appointed as an insolvency professionals. These professionals will take care of the entire administration process. In the sense, see there here, will administer resolution process, manage the assets of the debtor. Debtor means company here, the one who borrowed, and provide information for creditors to assist them in decision. So insolvency professionals are going to be appointed the moment court declares that the company is bankrupt, and these guys are going to basically manage the assets of the company. Then we have got insolvency professional agencies. These are basically registered as agencies, consultancies. Okay, they conduct examinations to certify insolvency professionals and enforce code of conduct for their performance. Insolvency professionals are going to assist company in this process. Insolvency professional agencies are going to actually certify these people and give them guidelines how they are supposed to do it. Then we also have something called information utilities. Slowly, there are 3 points here. Please make sure you understand clearly. First one says, creditors will report financial information. Who are creditors? The lenders. Of the debt owed to them, whatever money that they lent, and those, that means information related to borrowers. Lenders are providing information, financial information about the borrowers. Understood? Such information will include records of debt, means total money but is borrowed, liabilities and defaults. So information utility is a professional organization which was actually constituted under IBBI, Insolvency Bankruptcy Board of India, under section 210. You should remember this for prelim sake, which is registered. Yeah, it says which is registered under so and so, that will collect financial information, information related to borrowings, information related to liabilities, information related to defaults of the companies who have borrowed money, and get same authenticated by other parties connected to them, means creditors, etc., etc. Okay, and store the same and provide access to resolution. So in resolution process, insolvency professionals are there. These people are supposed to have a proper information. If you want to get information, creditors will provide information to these information utilities, an entity which is registered under IBBI, which holds the information about the company which has borrowed money, about the company which has defaulted money, about the company which has got so many liabilities. So the genuine information, these are independent utility entities, they will provide you correct information. Because if you go and ask company about the financial information, do you think companies will provide full information that is required? They won't provide, right? Yes or no? So it is created to collect, authenticate, disseminate, means spread financial information. So simply speaking, in a general language, if you want me to tell you, information utility is an entity which is registered under IBBI, which holds the information, collects the information, spreads the information to the required professionals. About what? About companies which have borrowed money, about companies which have borrowed and defaulted money, about companies and their liabilities, so that it will be easy for us to assess what exactly is the status of company, independent entities. Understood? Then we have adjudicating. Adjudication means decision making authorities or deciding authority. See there, the proceedings of the resolution process will be adjudicated by National Company Law Tribunal. So who is the competent court with regard to declaration of any company as a bankrupt? NCLT. The duties of the authorities, and all to debt recovery tribunals we have for individuals. So for companies we have got NCLT. For individuals, we have got debt recovery tribunals. The duties of the authorities will include approval to initiate resolution process, appoint insolvency process. So this adjudicating authorities will definitely approve resolution process whenever resolution process started, and appoint professionals, and approve financial decision of creditors. Understood? Creditors must have decided that this company has to be shut down, has to be liquidated, and assets have to be sold, and debts have to be repaid. All such decisions which were actually taken or recommended by the creditors will be accepted by adjudicating authority and decided. Adjudicating authority is a decision making authority whether a company should be declared as insolvent or not. For individuals, we have got debt recovery tribunals. Like suppose if I'm a sole trade businessman, I borrowed a lot of money, I could not repay money, I want to declare myself as insolvent, then obviously there is something called debt recovery tribunal. Understood? So just now finally what you understood, just because you are insolvent, you will not be declared as bankrupt unless and until the whole process is taken place, right? Insolvency and Bankruptcy Board. The board will regulate professionals, agencies, information utilities. Understood? And the board will have representatives from RBI, Ministry of Finance. There are four ministries actually. Representatives in Insolvency Bankruptcy Board of India. We have got representatives from Reserve Bank of India. We have got representatives from Ministries of Finance. We have got representatives from Ministry of Corporate Affairs. We have got representatives from Ministry of Corporate Law. Understood? So overall, I was able to tell you something called, there are some institutions which were created. Number one, insolvency professional, who's going to take care of the entire process of applying for insolvency, because you need to be declared officially by the court. Then insolvency professional agencies, who will actually examine, certify insolvency professionals. Information utility is an entity which provides information about debtor, the one who borrowed. And insolvency adjudicating authorities is the decision making authority. For all companies we have got NCLT, for individuals we have got debt recovery tribunals, and insolvency bankruptcy board is there to take care of all these people. Understood? They have representatives from 5. Okay, so overall this is what you need to remember as well. So section 7, 9, 10. So there are 3 people who can apply for insolvency, right? Company itself can apply, operational creditors can apply, financial creditors can apply. Understood? There are 3. So there are 3 sections. Understood? All the 3 sections are suspended for how many months? 3 months. How many days it's going to be resolved now? 270 days. From which month it is applicable? This one. Previously it was 1 lakh threshold limit. Now it is 1 crore for anybody to initiate insolvency proceedings. Alright? Yes, have a nice day. Subscribe this channel please. Have a good day.